Hi, everyone. So, in honor of Father's Day, I wanted to share something. So, y'all know my book, Sacred Bonds, is about the relationship between mother and child, um, and the lives they shape, right? It's myself and 16 other authors. It's just a fabulous book. Go get it on Amazon. It's great. Um, while everybody reveres to the mother child relationship as a sacred bond, probably be because at the time of conception we're inside the mother, the womb, and there's a deep spiritual connection there. Well, there is a relationship, a bond with the dads. For some no, but for some there is. And it's more of an honored bond, if you will. It's got me thinking. you know we meet our dads at the time of birth, most of us. Let me just preface, this is for people who have had their dads in their family, okay, in their lives. We meet our dad when we're born at birth. And dads play a different role than moms do. I know in my family, my mom ruled the house. She took care of the finances, she took care of the home, the kids, while dad went out and worked, and sometimes two jobs. So we honored him. It was your father worked hard all day. It was your father makes all the money, and your father this and your father that, which is great, and we honored him. We respected him. Um, where I don't know about you guys, but we had the fear of mom. So, if mom said no, we went to dad, because we honored him, right? And we thought he's gonna help us out. He's gonna sugarcoat it for us. But like going up the chain of command. But it didn't work out that way in my family anyway. Dad honored mom, so and he respected her word. But you know, he supported the family, right? For the most part. It's different nowadays. Both parents work, kids are in daycare, or kids are with their grandparents, or at school, and it's completely different. But I think the premise is still kind of there a little bit. I don't know. You can let me know your opinion about it in the comments. But I think the honor that we give to our dads is different. It's more of a respect, but an also looking up to. I know with my dad, business wise, back when I was growing up, women didn't really work, or they were teachers or nurses and secretaries and that kind of stuff. Where now women are running multi-million dollar companies, they have their own stuff going on. But back then, it was a different atmosphere. It was a different lifestyle, I would say. But it still, I think, shows where some of that generational programming still holds true, to where dad makes more money, in some families. Dad is the man of the home. He can do more. He has more abilities to fix things. He has more abilities to know things about the home, structure wise, all that. Where mom cleans, cooks, does the laundry, takes care of the kids. But, it's a duality, but it's also a different type of bond. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the bonds are any more or less of each other. I'm just saying the moms, it's more of a sacred bond, where the dads, it's more of an honor. We honor the man, we honor the dad. And dads can also have nurturing aspects, just like their moms, just like the mothers do. I know with me, my dad was a little bit more gentler with speaking and communicating and emotional than my mother was. And I know that's because of their past um, influence, their upbringing, and their experiences, where that holds true too. And we take just as much from our fathers as we do our mothers. So the difference, I feel, is more of a maybe a masculine honor. If somebody is more feminine in their being, they tend to be a little bit more softer, more caring, more nurturing. Where if you're more masculine, you're a little bit more stern, tough. I don't want to say rigid, but kind of just really, really powerful. So I think those different energies also play a role in how we interpret the relationship between mother and father. So when we think about our parents, what our mom did and brought to our life, and what our father did and brought to our life, and over the years, you see the evolution of how you evolve. Are you more like your dad? Are you more like your mom? What are your characteristic traits? Are you still carrying lineage from the generations? Where does that lie for you? And what you are here and what your soul has come to do. One good key aspect I'd like to mention is that it's very good to have a balance of the masculine and the feminine, because then it's an equilibrium where you can pull from that masculine, that respect, that honor, and you can pull from the feminine where you have the sacredness, the nurturing, that love, that caring. It's good to be of both. And it's good to understand that the different bonds we have with our parents also holds true, because there's purpose behind each and every one of those. So for that matter, think about your relationship with your dad in honor of Father's Day coming up. Think about that relationship you have with your dad. What did it bring to you? How was it growing up? How was it as an adult? Or is it as an adult? And where can you utilize all that for the greater good for yourself? Because that's our lineage. And we can either make it or break it with that lineage. You know, if you had a dad that, or a mom, that wasn't in your life, think about that. That's a whole nother aspect. But once you can understand these bonds and these relationships and what purpose they serve in your life, what you take from them, because everything is a mirror to you and everything is for you. You created that relationship, that commitment with your parents. What is it bringing to you? What is it showing you? Think of it as a self-help book, each one of them. I know with my dad, he owned his own business with partners, but ironically, his business was right across the street from my business. So I used to go over there a lot, and I would watch him interact with the workers, his employees, and I would just stand in awe. Be like, Dad, you got to teach me how to do that. How did you do that? You know, you dealt with this situation so quickly. You handled it like beautifully and smooth, and nobody was upset. Nobody got angry. And it was just like icing. So I adore my dad for that aspect, to be able to handle things in a manner that deserves the honor and the respect, and be able to navigate through challenges and to still have the love and the care and the concern that you would get from a feminine side. I would really have to say that my dad holds both balance of feminine and masculine energy. And even though he's up in his 90s now, he still deserves my respect and my honor. And so I hope this helps you to kind of break down a little of the aspects of the relationships and how you view them, and in honor of Father's Day, I wish everyone out there a very blessed Father's Day, and look at your life and what a blessing it is to be a dad. So I hope you enjoy that day. And if you have trouble designing any of this and going through some of this and understanding the concepts, Light Body Mentoring can help you to connect with your soul, to understand the lineage, to understand the purpose, and to understand you, and help you live a soul-led life. So I wish you all a good day.